All right, welcome to our altitude on hypotenuse day. Here's the deal. This is the second day that we're talking about this, but we're going to bring a little more algebra into it. Thank you so much, Mrs. K, for giving us our first video. What we need to understand is no matter how we turn this around, whether it's looking like this, spinning around like that, we've got ourselves literally an altitude, which would be this right here, okay, on a hypotenuse, and that's what it's called. So it doesn't matter where we put these letters, but there are three important geometric means or sides that end up being geometric means, which are all right here. So looking at this again, I'm just going to pick some letters, A, B, C. Tell me when to stop. D, F. Okay, F. So F, G, H, I, J. It doesn't matter. But as you can see here, all of these letters, I don't want you to memorize just one diagram. But looking here, there are three very important proportions to set up. So I'm taking a little time in the intro here for you to see this. There is another way to memorize these other than the parachute man. If you remember, if you didn't understand the parachute man, maybe go back and watch that again, or if you can't remember that from the other one. But another way is a song that used to be like, wiggle it just a little bit, but it's actually squiggle it. So squiggles, okay, this is what I'm saying if you can't understand. Squiggles can help you as well. So basically, these are how the squiggles work. I'm going to work on the middle one here. There's only three squiggles. You start at one, you loop around another one, and you go there. Basically, what we're saying here, if this was parachute man going from here down to there, this would be the geometric mean between the two cities, as Mrs. K said. Well, same things here. We would say J, you start at one end of the squiggle, is to G, and then G is to I in this situation. So basically, wherever you have the loop-de-loop, that's where the geometric mean is in your proportion. Okay, so if we look at the other third one, we would start here. We would go squiggle loop. Okay, but the big key is, and we're going to start this one, we would say J is to F as F is to, and then the big key is you have to go to the entire segment. So in this case, you'd have to put J plus I, or if you knew what that was, right there. Now, the other squiggle is over here. Squiggle root. Okay. And then that one would be, try to guess it here, I is to H as H is to, and then again, I plus J. So we got to get these three down. Squiggles, parachute man, UBU, whatever it is, but there's a lot of similar triangles there. And that's where. All right. Hopefully you're writing these down here for your video. We're going to give you two examples that are going to deal with some algebraic properties here. So, well, it's not just algebraic properties. It's basically just how well do we remember our solving with algebra. So if we have an altitude on a hypotenuse there, I'm going to put an X right there. I'm going to put a 1 here, and I'm going to make this whole segment here 6 minus X. All right. So for our first example here, if I said to you, solve for X, you have to figure out which squiggle is important to you. Sorry, which parachute man, which geometric mean. You got to set up a geometric mean in your proportion to solve. So on this one, I definitely, switch colors here, I would be sitting over here at squiggle right. It's like a football play. All right, so 1 is to X as X is to 6 minus X. As we can see here, we're going to have a proportion that's a tad bit more intense than we've had on some of them. Cross multiply, and I'm going to get 6 minus X times 1, which equals X times X, which is X squared. So with our quadratic properties, what we want to do here is we want to get one side equal to 0. So I'm going to bring everything over here, add the X to both sides, subtract the 6 to both sides, and now I'm here. Remember, we've gotten a little bit more practice with this lately, but this is where we got a factor to solve. So 0 equals, good old trinomial here. We're going to have a plus. We're going to have a minus to get that negative 6. Factors of 6 that work out here are 3 and 2. So that's our factoring skills. And then we split and solve. Either X plus 3 equals 0 or X minus 2 equals 0. For our zero product property is what that's called. So we're getting two possible answers, negative 3 and 2. And just looking right up here, actually -3 works out okay right here, but it does not work out up there. We have to reject it for being that one. 2, plug it in here. That gives you a 4, and then it's basically, if you plug this one back in here, you would get 1 is to 2 as 2 is 2, and then put the 2 back in here. 6 minus 2 is 4, and you can see that that is a true proportion. It checks out. So x equals 2 is our answer. All right, I'm at 5.5 minutes. I wanted to keep you less than 10 minutes on this video. We'll give you one more here. I hope that you can see that no matter how we show this right triangle that has an altitude on its hypotenuse, that you can set these up and solve. So why don't you pause the video and try to solve that one on your own, see how far you get. Be good practice for you. All right, I'm back, and now it's not going to be this intermediate squiggle in the middle here, because it's basically looking at what do I have. Like I'm not gonna deal with these. Do I have that one? I'm looking here. So again, it's going to be this guy, but here's the kicker: it has to go to the whole thing. So when I set up this proportion, I'm x is to 4 as 4 is to, and then it's not 6, it's not x, but it's actually the summation of those two. We add those two together to get that one. So this would be x plus 6 there. All right, so cross multiply. Now away we go. All right, 4 times 4, we got ourselves 16. Okay, and then we have x squared plus 6x. Remember, that's got to distribute through to both parts. Quadratic instincts, x squared plus 6x. Subtract the 16 from both sides. And then here we are again. We need to factor. Teach me how to factor. Teach me how to factor. Okay, so then you factors is 16. Obviously, we all have varying levels of abilities of factoring, but if you go x plus 8, x minus 2, keep practicing at it. And then you'll get x equals -8 or x equals 2 as possibilities. Okay, negative numbers in and of themselves are not bad, but when you plug them in and they become negative side lengths, that is bad. So again, we get another 2 here. 2 for an answer, 2 for an answer. Man, it must be Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Is it Tuesday? Enjoy your cold day.